Okay, we are all set. Yep. We are not all set. Now we're all set. Okay, cool beans. Got some music playing. I'm just gonna relax. Okay, so we got everything situated. If I'm gonna add these in, I'm gonna do those not separate, but I'm gonna do one and then do it 6 times. And they're gonna be a lot smaller. That's too far. Do. Here. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Ah, so nice of you to stop by. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm, of course, doing a lot more slimes. Well, I hope work's not so bad. And thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm going to probably be heading back to the workforce myself soon. I think it's one of the reasons why I'm kind of racing to get the slimes done, because I only have I want to do 1,000 this year, and I'm actually a little bit behind already. But I definitely, in the past couple days, have caught up. And I think it's because I've been unemployed and I've had the time to do it. So I'm going to kind of get a jump on it. Yeah, I want to keep it symmetrical. Alrighty. Now these things, I almost want to draw them separately. Not a good start. Let's start again. Right here. We only have a limited space. What is that? These are going to be 1.5. So they go 2 teeth. Let's see if we can do this. No, we don't want to go thick. We want to go thin. Because it's a slime, we want to do that. Like that. That might be too big too. Yeah. Right here. No, we don't want that either. Yeah, we'll live with it. 20 degrees? Looks like 20 degrees. Degrees. Oh. No, it's less than 20 degrees. That would probably be, so let's go 10 degrees. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, definitely don't want to rush anything. It's gonna be. I do have plenty of time, so I don't even have to rush it at all. Let's, yeah. Save. Just go there. And rotate it again. I'm gonna make it very easy on myself. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move it up like that. So you also want to go in a little bit. Into there. I'm going to bring it out just a little bit more to there. Have a good day at work. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Made my day. Thank you very much. Probably talk more through what I'm doing. There. Oh, it looks great. Yeah, and she's gonna be red slime with the purple hair, and there's gonna be the gray, and I'm gonna do the reverse. It's gonna be outlined in red, and then this is gonna be outlined in gray. Yeah, that'll work. I think I needed to make them look a little more drippy, but I didn't. So you want a really good red. There it is. Yeah, see, look at that. Every time, every time. There we go. Nine's probably a good size. And right there. You should be in good shape. Perfect. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Oh, it's gonna be, I gotta do a lot of cleanup too. One, two, three. I think that's all the gray. But we'll do cleanup later. Wonderful purple hair. same color eyes as I do. So it makes life easy on me. We're gonna probably go with a 5. A lot of cleanup. You guys watched me draw this. It wasn't that much. Didn't make that many corrections. Well, no, the first one I drew, I redrew the whole thing. I erased it and redrew it. I should have just started over. Okay. This is where it gets fun. And I need all to work out. And that's it. I have to go even tinier. That'll work. And boom. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, I think they came out pretty good. Prom, how you doing? How things going? Think you need a vacation? That's fine over here too, yeah. Forgot to do this. And I was here. Yeah. Not behind. Do a Z for Power Rangers? Maybe. That'd be fun to do. The only real Og? No, I don't know that one. Is that from Power Rangers? Here we go. Oh, original gangster. Yeah. You know, I didn't know what an OG was, but okay, I guess an OG is an original gangster. You got it. I'm before Power Rangers, just so you know. I didn't grow up on Power Rangers. I didn't grow up on Pokemon either. I grew up on HR Puff and stuff, Sigmund the Sea Monster, Secret Garden, Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Sesame Street, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four, Hanna-Barbera, you know, lots of them, Inhumanoids, Space Ghost, before he was a talk show host. You know, the original Looney Tunes. Those are the stuff I grew up on. Power Rangers was after me. Dragon Ball was after me. Pokemon was after me. We're talking Battle of the Planets. Voltron. That was me. I was a teenager when I discovered Ranma 1/2. And that was, you only got it in the manga before you actually saw the anime. Dragon Ball, way after me. That's what the kids were watching. Oh, old man. You know, I remember when Voltron was just 5 lines. 5-line robots that formed Voltron. I think they changed it later. I don't know if it was like 15. I think it was 15 like vehicles and stuff like that formed Voltron. Yeah, I wasn't into that. But Pikachu wasn't even invented when I was a kid. Oh, let me find out what year Pikachu came out. Yeah, it was late 80s, right? Official Pokemon website. Yeah, that doesn't give me history. '96. So that means I was 25 years old when Pokemon first came out.
Oh man. You were just a young buck, my dude. How are you doing this evening or day, whichever it is for you?
Oh, Dragon Ball first came out in 1986, so I was 15 when that came out, but I didn't see it. Um,
That's what, the 80s?
I didn't see it. That wasn't on
Can you
my
hear me, bud?
television stuff. Yeah, Dragon Ball didn't come out
Okay.
until didn't even come to America, and I didn't know to look for anime back then. But it didn't come to America till '96, and when I was in um, fourth grade, which was before Dragon Ball came out, I was in Japan for 3 months.
Oh,
So I lived in Japan
lucky
for three
duck.
months when I was in fourth grade. Well,
Now, wait a
fourth to
minute. Does
fifth
that
grade
mean you're
because it was
familiar
summer.
with kanji and all that, or no?
You're here and you're talking to me.
I am. Didn't know if you could hear me or not. Testing, testing. Hey, he's here. Now, I was asking you, how long did you get to live in Japan? That's not fair. Wish I could have had a cool childhood like that. Oh, I mean, that part might suck, but at the same time, I would have killed to lived in Japan. My dad was just a state worker here, so that would never have happened. Yeah. Segregation's real, huh? Well, that definitely doesn't help. I was weird. See, now that's something you don't see in all your little Japanese animes. It, but you never see that in the anime. They don't advertise that. Right. Uh huh. No, so wait a minute. Do they actually leave like children in apartments by themselves? That's a real thing. They might have that today, but I'm guessing those are the best classes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and so but I wasn't certain where we differed in the age range. I'm a little younger than you, I believe, because I no, I said Dragon Ball. Actually available on CBS or ABC morning, Saturday morning cartoon. Eight. It, oh, you're right. You know, the uh, man, give me, why? What's wrong with your age, my dude? You got this far. You well, so I'm a, I was born in the '80s, grew up in the '90s. So I feel like I should identify more as a '90s child because that's more of my genre. And I get corrected all the time. No, you're an '80s child. You were born in the '80s. Like I don't think that's how that works, Pete. Like I, so you were born in the '70s, raised in the '80s. Oh, Western age has been done. I remember. And I also remember the age of Voltron. So. Passes away. Okay, my dude, can you hear me now? Woohoo! I'm running through the hills and the back roads of Kansas and Arkansas and all of that shit. That's why my signal's kind of here and there, but never anywhere you want it to be. Not usually. So yeah, the Voltron reference, I love that one because I actually do remember watching that. And then I also got one up on you because of the age of Voltron. I said the age of Voltron. Uh huh. Age of Ultron. Ultron. I believe that's what it was called. They may have just shortened it to Ultron. Yeah, no, not Marvel. It was a Japanese character that wore a suit of armor who would fight crime. That was one of them. I believe it was Ultron. I don't know. It was something. He had pointy ears and a crazy mask, but no, he didn't have anything in the middle of his forehead. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, it wasn't Guyver. Although that was a really cool TV series. Maybe that was it. That and Harvey Birdman. Oh God, that was such good and cartoon. My favorite part was watching the beetle getting roasted just because he made a bad crack. Yep. I may not be as old as you are, but I have seen a lot of the cartoons that you've seen. Or you can't hear me. So I got good signal now. Discord. Oh, did it not? Is it not transferring
It's
into
not
the
doing it on
chat?
stream. There it is. I think it's here. I think you can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
Oh, we're sorry. We're just gasping like old hens in the house.
Well, everybody can hear you.
Woohoo! Start the show. Hey.
There you go. Let's do. Let me try to turn you up actually.
Let's see. Hello, I am Black Raid. Welcome to the chat, my dude.
You can hear me now. Yahoo! T-Mobile is working.
God help us all.
Oh,
T-Mobile.
and 5 5 push-ups. I'm gonna do 5 push-ups right now. Let me just put the headphones on.
Oh boy. I was about to say I'm driving a truck. I cannot do push-ups. I can do maybe some like crunches, but not set up.
I was talking from the microphone. This would be easy. I move the chair out of the way.
You know, one of these days he's going to get smart about his setup and put on like a portable headset, so that way we can hear his frustration from afar.
I am definitely not set up for push-ups.
Oh, he's gonna break something. I can feel it. It's coming.
I used to
All
be
right.
able to do push-ups like crazy, and now I can't. Five's a
It's like,
lot
all
for
right,
me
ladies and
now.
gentlemen, listen really carefully. If you hear a crack, we need to send somebody down to help him.
I'll just do the rest of the stream from the floor.
just wallow in your self pity. I'm okay, I swear. Oh man, I have missed hanging out with all you peeps, but I have been busy out of my gourd.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen you in a while. I just did your slime too.
I saw it was cool. Let's see. Am I supposed to go straight there? I guess I'm supposed to go straight there. That's
So,
weird.
so just so you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because I need a clue in here because I saw that on the Twitter a moment ago. I was like, well, that's cool that I'm a homie.
Of course, you're a homie. What I'm doing is last year and even part of this year, I was doing the queues. I turned you into a queue. You know about that.
Right.
I did
Think I have it
380.
somewhere.
I did 388 queues.
Wow, jeez.
In
So
a
this year
little,
it's the year of the slime.
and this is the year of the slime. So what I was doing is I was doing slimes and queues at the same time, and I decided like I have enough queues. Let me bring up what I actually ended up creating with the
My only
queue.
question is what happened to all the people who used to hang out with you? They just evaporate or something?
Everybody's still around. There's been a few people that just completely left, but I don't know if you can actually. You're driving, so you can't see it, but the audience can see this. So I took all the queues for my birthday. That's when I stopped making them, and I did a circle. You know, one of those circle things that they do on the
Yeah, I'm
web.
looking at it.
Okay. And so I did it with every single one of the queues. So you're in there somewhere. Um, that's
Follow me,
every
Batman.
that's every queue that I've ever created. I did for my birthday.
That's actually really dope looking, not gonna lie.
And then I turned them into T-shirts, so they're in my merch.
Do me a favor, grab my little picture and move me across the screen so I'm not blocking the image.
Have you
Right now, I'm blocking your
peeking?
image.
There you go.
There you go. There we go.
Okay, so that's every single thing, and then I put it in my merch store. So so if anybody wants to have one of these, and if you
Like for a T-shirt or
on a T-shirt.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to have one of these, they can have it on T-shirt, and it's not this. It's not the birthday. It's not a birthday. I was actually nice. the birthday queue is kind of cool, but
here's a crazy question. Have you ever thought about having these turned into like little chibi dolls?
So I have actually, and I was talking to the person who was originally supposed to help me set up a store because we were going to have dockies and everything like that, and they still haven't been able to set up their store yet. So, or my store yet. But I was going to sell through their store. Let me see if I can find you. You're here somewhere.
If you look for mine, it's got the beard. That'll help identify me a little bit.
But everybody's here. Every single person. You're here. You have to be here somewhere. I see one beard. That's not you. Oh my god, I got to actually search through this. I have to find out. I have to figure out which row you're in because I have that all named out. I see you. You are from the outer ring. 1, 2, 3, 4 rings in. Right in the corner.
Yeah, I see it.
I made you bold.
Wow. Wasn't like I wasn't already bald. It just fits the character better.
You're one of the first queues. So like the early queues. The early queues all were had no hair because male queues didn't have hair, and then I later, I don't know why I transferred it out, but it later changed and I was giving everybody hair.
That's okay. Mine actually fits the actual model.
But I got blue Hope Cape. You're here. You're right under the main circle. You're in the first ring, right near my belly button. Yeah, and so one of the things I was doing in my merch store, I can probably let's see if I can do this. Kind of just shooting the breeze anyways, guys.
Understand I'm on back roads.
That is quite all right.
Figured I'd give a disclaimer about the situation.
Wow. That is not good.
Why?
My link tree is set up so that it doesn't even show. Yeah, it gooped it. It gooped my link tree.
Uh-oh. Yep, he was a cue drawing machine back then. You know what? If you were to take your circle here and put like a peace symbol around into it, that would actually be a really cool little idea, you know, tie-dyed and all that. I mean, that would be befitting of your generation, would it not?
You saying that the 70s is the hippie generation?
Oh, it really was.
I'm more glam rock. The 80s, MTV.
Oh, back when music was music.
Back when MTV actually played music videos.
Actually, I will say this and defend them. They do for 4 hours in the middle of the night. That's the only time you can get any music on MTV is in the middle of the night.
Here is. There's the merch store. I'll throw that out there for anybody interested in that.
Who remembers Carson before he became a TV host on what is it he does now? I forget. It's some weird TV show. He used to be on MTV, and he would do live with MTV, and they would always have some kind of band that would come in, and he would interview them, and then they would play their music, and that'd be the end of the show.
But one of the things about the merch store that actually was kind of, yeah, I remember Kurt Lorder and Downtown Julie Brown, and you know all the
Nah.
all the vid jocks.
I think I think the Nirvana breakdown was one of the best
Okay.
because I don't think it was too much longer after that he ate one.
Yeah, especially since one of his songs says, "I don't have a gun." No, I don't have a gun. You had a gun.
No,
I mean,
technically he had a shotgun. That's not technically a gun.
it could be
You know,
technically a rifle, but
either way, it requires a pump in order to go and do boom booms.
luckily, I
Everyone in the
actually turned
audience
you
is
into
like, God, this just got morbid.
yeah. So yeah, Black Raid, I actually did you as a slime just recently too. But I'm getting through. I'm getting through it. I got a whole list. But yeah, this was
How's
so much fun to do.
the Pigloo family over there? Are they still kicking and screaming?
They're still doing okay. There's still a few of them that are streaming fairly regularly. Not who used to be streaming regularly. It's kind of like had a
I've seen
changeover.
I've seen Eddie every once in a while kick off. I've seen Henny every once in a while kick off. I haven't seen well, I've seen Pig himself kick off a couple of times, but it's now so infrequent that any of them do anything.
Yes, it's very infrequent, and I don't want to say it's sad because they have what's going on in their own.
Well, it's like I said, whenever they were egging me to stream more, I was like, this for me would be more of a side hobby, something to do just for fun.
Mm.
But as in something I could actually legitimately just do, it wouldn't make sense because it conflicts with my working life.
Yeah.
So like when I'm on a home time or something like that, and I've got a few hours to goof off and hang out with y'all and do something like that, which isn't very often, but if I had that option, yeah, that would be something that would be really cool to go and do. Like, I'd love to play like Mario Kart or something with y'all and having a good time.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I'm trying not to lose my voice here. But as doing it realistically, no. If that was the case, it'd have to be paying enough for me to be able to live. And I don't have a following. I don't have a base. I don't have I don't have any of the things that would be required of me to make it. Period.
I totally understand that, and I totally feel that.
Like, I haven't been around as long as some. Like, people who retire and do this, it makes sense because then they can be as crass or cheeky as they want without, too many ramifications. Because guess what? It's just the old guys. They're no harm.
There aren't very many old guys, just so you know.
Well, there are actually a few, and the few that are doing it are actually pretty successful at it. Are you into the talk?
What?
Are you into the TikTok?
No, I'm not into. I'm not. I don't do the TikTok at all. Is that where it is? Because that's
that's you could really easily build a foundation of people through it. Seriously. Like, as dumb as TikTok I thought was I've watched older people create big followings through it. I mean, if that helps you in any way, make a decision on trying it out.
Basically, I was originally thinking that I was going to be a writer when I started out. I thought that
Really?
people were going to write questions, write songs, parodies. I thought I was going to be into that, do research for some of the bigger peeps, as it was,
Right.
and the opportunity actually did come, and I did get an opportunity to do something very similar to that, but the amount of work that they wanted me to do for the very little pay that they wanted to pay me, I was just like,
So he made you decide to shift directions.
I was like, I can't do that. And this is like even before VTubers and stuff like that. I always joke that before I started streaming, my YouTube page was already set up 7 years before I started doing that. And it was set up to do that for that very reason. It's also one of the reasons.
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say one of the things you could do is pull from your library here and set up little clips on your on the little TikTok app. It allows you up to, I think it's a 1 to 3 minute video. So if you find like a bunch of little clips, just throw those in like every other day and let people start seeing your content and what you're doing. And that's how you grow your following. It'll happen little by little by little by little by little.
Mm-hmm.
Within like 2-3 months, you should have easily up to 1,000, to 3,000 to 5,000 people looking at your content. And if they like what you do, they'll sign you up. They'll start sharing you to their friends. Word of mouth is kind of like the app selling point for TikTok, is that you can get spread around it really quickly.
Yeah. I don't know if I would end up doing that, but I'll definitely look into it.
If you're looking to build more of a following, it would be a good idea.
I'm at the twilight of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm building my base is really all that matters. Getting numbers is not what matters to me. Having people who I connect with and who I enjoy and who have fun. I'm not in for the money at all. So I'm at
Well, this
that
is
point.
purely for the love of it.
It seems like a lot of work and then to do more than what I'm already doing. If that makes sense.
Oh, it does. That's why Evan, he's got a whole crew of people that help him.
Yeah. Well,
he learned real quick. There's no way he could do it all.
Well, Evan used to work for Nux, and where would Evan be without Nux Taku?
Hold on. He never worked for Nux.
He did work for Nux. He got his start from Nux, and he became a streamer because of Nux. And he did work directly for Nux, working on his site, doing research for.
He worked for Connor as an editor.
He did work for Connor too. Yep.
He actually kind of still does, in a roundabout kind of way. Projects that Connor don't want to put on the ones he has, that he wants to trust somebody with more competence, he still pushes over to
but Evan's tattoo is basically what launched Evan.
Yeah, but I didn't think that was because he was working for him. I thought that was just because they had created a joke about it because it came through Connor's page as well. That literally is how I found Evan
Through
and how
Connor,
I've
yeah,
ended up finding
yeah.
the rest of y'all.
There's a team that worked with or for Nux,
Hmm.
and Evan was not a streamer before that, and Nux kind of encouraged him to stream, and it's one of the reasons why Evan has a lot of anxieties.
Yeah. You know that old saying, the more you know.
Yeah, it's the reason why he like had almost a mental breakdown over the tattoo. But the tattoo is really what launched him.
Well, it's like I got tickled because when he was going through it with the tattoo, I wasn't really there to see whether or not he would put on a tattoo. I couldn't give a shit less if he did.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I I actually enjoyed his earlier content, and I'm kind of falling out of the enjoyment of watching him because it's all about VTubers and
Yep. He actually gave up talking about anime, which
and,
I
and
thought was
that's
the
what
biggest
that's
shame.
what caused me to stop enjoying him. It's because I was there for the anime. I really enjoy anime. Like, it may be considered unhealthy how much I enjoy anime. Like, I really, I've gotten into it. When I was younger, I couldn't get into anime because my parents couldn't afford me watching it. Like, I would wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning to go watch Dragon Ball.
I can see that.
And for all you people in the chat, just let me explain something to you. As a child of the 90s, waking up at 6 a.m. without a good reason, you were weird. People would look at you weirdly.
I think you were born in the wrong generation. But then again, I was a
Yep.
super duper nerd when I was growing up, so I would get up at 5, 4 o'clock in the morning to play Dungeons and Dragons. So
You know what? I never got introduced to Dungeons and Dragons till I was like this old.
that's a
Not
shame.
because I hadn't heard of it. It's just I don't have the knowledge of the books. I don't understand how
That
to really work or game the system.
that is that
And
is
when
a
they said,
crying
"Well, you got to
shame.
read it," I love how they go, "Well, you have to read it." I'm sorry, I've got ADHD. I can't look at a book for more than 5 minutes before I am bored out of my mind. Like, if you want me to learn something, you just got to tell it to me. Like, all right,
Well, just
this is what
throw you
happens.
in the deep end. I mean, that's how to learn it.
That would be a wicked way to learn. I've actually got a character that I created with another group, and then it just the guy that was running the DM just decided he was going through too much anxiety, and he shut it all down. And so I've got this really cool character that I can't do anything with. Your little slime is taking shape, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's Cubine. He's over here in the chat throwing down some links to his merch. Y'all might want to go check that out when you get a chance. I know you did it earlier, but I'm trying to,
Even the merch page. I definitely do not do that for. I do not expect to like start turning around. It would be nice to turn around and like make $1 million off of it, but it's not going to happen. It's a pretty decent stream, for anybody who is a streamer. Stream Elements has a wonderful program, and they take a decent amount. A fair
more than
share.
30.
A fair share. Well, they provide all the products, so um, they take their fair share. of it, but it's fair in my opinion. The fact that they produce everything on hand.
I'd absolutely love trying to become a streamer, but I don't have a niche, you know?
That's your niche.
Uh,
Didn't you know that?
What?
That's your
What?
niche.
Well, I mean, I kind of have sort of a niche if I wanted to go the route of this, is, doing the whole bringing my wife into the country. That technically could be a niche, but that would be so very narrow of a niche.
I can see that.
Because, it was hard, but it wasn't like insanely hard. It was more time consuming than anything. Like, yeah, it was a little expensive, but outside of the expense, it was time. Because it took me nearly a solid almost 3 years to get her here.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, as long as you can get through the bureaucracy and all the red tape, it becomes kind of easy.
Listen, I've been dealing with bureaucracy for just my unemployment, and that's more than enough for me.
God, I'm still.
I've never collected unemployment till recently, and then just because I'm collecting it, they're acting like I'm stealing money from them. It's like, it's not your money. I've actually paid into this for my entire life.
Yeah, but you're still capable of working. Go out there and get that job.
Yeah, there's no jobs.
You know what I think
I
would
should say
absolutely
that
help?
I'll say this right. There are jobs. There's not any jobs that I can actually earn a living and be able to sustain myself in today's society on those jobs. That is the truth. This just doesn't exist anymore.
I don't know. I mean, if you got any skill sets that work with like computers, shit like that, need of people that in that industry. How that also presents its own problem because if you're too experienced, they can't afford you or won't willingly try to because they you have that, like, it's the weirdest thing. Before I became a truck driver, I could have worked at a fast food, a local salon, something around here that has nothing to do with what I am a profession of. Second, I put CDL on the backside of my name. Oh wait, you're overqualified for what? Flipping a burger? How the hell do you get overqualified for flipping a fucking burger? Well, we just couldn't pay you what you're worth. Okay, am I asking to be paid what I'm worth, or am I just asking to make money? I mean, realistically, that's the problem with it, is I'm not asking to get paid anything more than simply to get paid.
That I understand that.
I went and tried to hire into a McDonald's. I was at that low a point at one time, and they told me I was overqualified because I was a CDL holder. And I just looked at the manager and I flat out said, how can you be overqualified to work at McDonald's? I'm here for money. I need to make money. I'm not here to take your job because you're worried that I'm old enough to do it.
I Domino's.
Hindsight's 2020. Maybe not say that.
Hindsight's 2020. Domino's hired me back in the day. This is a number of years ago. I just wanted to get hired as a counter person. They hired me as the general manager, and fired the general manager that was working. So it wasn't like they hired me because the position was open. They hired me with a general manager, and they got rid of the general manager and promoted me to the general manager before I started working.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So that's talking. That's what's happened is when they hire somebody who's overqualified.
I mean, yes, technically that wouldn't have been a bad position to start out at. All joking aside. I mean, when you're the it, and I say it like that, when you're the it, I guess nobody else can, blah blah.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for all of that. I'd have been happy, just cleaning the floors, sweeping up the bathrooms, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was so broke at the time. Money. That's all I needed was money. Couldn't care less how I was making it. I worked for a gas station, for Christ's sakes.
But I've already interviewed for a job, which they've already kind of scheduled me, and I'm waiting to do the last bit of it, and it's just taking forever. So I'm just collecting my unemployment, but I have to still apply to jobs and go through all the motions. And they're just like, okay.
God forbid that you do what's necessary to get a job. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You should have just had that job right out of the gate, right? That's the part that I look at when people say shit like that. I look at them like, do you not know how this works? Like, at all? People don't. Well, I mean, in my profession, it's pretty quick. Like, no bullshit aside, it's really fast. If you've got the right experience and the right credentials and your record is not in bad shape, you can get a job within a week. But if you're one of those individuals themselves, it will take its toll.
Well, in 10 years, when you start getting aged out, you'll understand what I'm going through.
It's the thing. Believe it or not, profession.
I mean, the truth is that I probably could have gotten, I did get a job. I did get a job that paid less. They wanted a lot of work out of me, and I was too much for the job, and they eventually let me go. Which is why I'm in the position I'm in right now.
You were too much for the job?
Yeah.
Meaning you were able to work faster than the job was able to keep up with you.
To a degree. I demanded too much money. I'm worth every penny of it, just so you know. But I demanded too much money, and they could have hired somebody.
Get your worth, dude.
They could hire somebody cheaper and for less quality. So they decided to go in that direction. So I was too much for the job.
I mean, I get it.
I mean, at the end, they were paying me. They actually wanted to keep me on because they were paying me so little because I didn't want to collect unemployment before I got the new job.
Hmm.
And it's because it's the new job I'm getting right now is with the state. It's just all bureaucracy. I'm just dealing with paperwork, beyond paperwork, and everything's taking their time because they have to set my position, um, and go. But
Classify it.
yeah, and
Blah blah blah.
how'd you know?
Oh, no, I've never worked for a state-funded bureaucracy before as a correctional officer or nothing like
Yeah,
that. I
I left the
wouldn't
post office
understand it.
because of that, but I'm going back into doing that again. So I'm happy to do it
Are you
because
looking to go back
it's
to the position you were at,
no,
or
I'm not
go
going
up
back to the
a
post
position?
office. No, 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 no. I'll never go back to the post office. Well, never say never, but I would never want to go or willingly go back to the post office because it was so horrible and they treated me so badly. And
You didn't fit their little clique.
I am not an isolated person because I want you to know that everybody who works for the post office is basically just getting screwed over. They're just they're willing to take it and I wasn't. That's basically what it boiled down to.
Man,
And I had enough. Enough was enough. Which is why I took a position that was paying me less outside of, state or federal thing. It was just back into doing retail, and that's why I took that position because I thought I could sustain that. And they, even though I was worth the money that they were paying me, and it was less than I would be willing to work for, they felt that they could pay me less or hire somebody else to pay them less, which they ended up doing.
no. You know what ended up giving me the job, and you're gonna laugh at this.
What's that?
When I when I was going through my little 5 years of hiccup with the industry of trucking, the one that gave me a job was an Aaron's subsidiary group called HomeSmart. They don't exist anymore. They've turned into what's called a Buddies, which that's probably going to also fall off pretty quickly because it's still just an Aaron's.
Mm-hmm.
But I went and started up a store near where I lived, and mind you, as a very overweight truck driver, it was hard, very hard work. And I wanted to move up into the ranks, move out of the position I was in, and started doing all the proper things to advance my career in that field. Because I saw the potential. Because as a store manager, you could make upwards of 150 a year. That's nothing to sneeze at. Still with me here?
I am here. Nothing sneezed
Okay.
at.
I just want to make sure that
I'm
my
having
signal
you
didn't
entertain my
bottom out
chat while
again.
I post something for Twitter because I got to make sure that I publish everything.
Aha! But it was probably right before my year of working there that I approached our regional, because I wanted to move up. And he looked at me and told me, after I had been, breaking my back for the year I was nearly there, that he would never move anybody from my position up. It didn't matter. He would never move anybody from my position up.
Why would he do that? Because he was saying you're not going up.
I don't know. I don't know what his reasoning behind it was. But I wasn't going to sit there and break my back anymore. Because I was not a young man. I was, 30 plus years old. And I don't know about you, but moving around couches weighing upwards of 500 pounds are not conducive to, long-term health.
Mm-hmm. No, it's the post office. I always bring that up because, here you are with 75, 50 pounds, 75 pounds things of dog food, kitty litter, freaking just absolute dead weight, and you're just expected to move it without any assistance or help or anything like that. Just continuously do that day in and day out. And yes, people need to have their dog food. People need to have their kitty litter. It has to happen. It has to